Smoke or fire, whatever this rumor is, one thing's crystal clear. Kansas City isn't done. They're just getting started. But let's go deeper. If you think we've already covered everything about the possibility of George Pickens landing in Kansas City, think again. What we've done so far just skimmed the surface. What we're about to do, peel back the layers and show you just how calculated, cold-blooded, and brilliant this move could be for the Chiefs if they actually pull the trigger. This isn't some throwaway off-season buzz or fantasy football hype. This is chess, not checkers. In Kansas City, they're already 5 moves ahead. You have to understand the mindset of a dynasty to fully appreciate this. Great teams don't stay great because of what they've accomplished. They stay great because they're never satisfied. They stay hungry. They anticipate cracks before they even form, and that's what makes this Chiefs organization so lethal. From the outside, it looks like a complete roster, top to bottom. But internally... they're still hunting for edges, still chasing that 1% advantage that separates the great from the legendary. So when Anthony Palacios drops George Pickens into the rumor mill, it's not random, it's intentional, it's strategic, it's surgical. You're looking at a franchise already primed for another title run. Now imagine injecting it with a young, explosive, physically gifted wide receiver who just needs the right environment to reach his ceiling. That's not a rumor, that's a blueprint. That's a warning shot to the rest of the league. Kansas City is ready to double down on excellence and chaos at the same time. Let's break down the fit from a tactical standpoint. Right now, defenses playing Kansas City can key in on Travis Kelce. They can roll the dice on Rashee Rice or Xavier Worthy because those guys, while promising, don't yet command fear. Now add Pickens to that lineup, everything changes. Pickens demands attention, bracket coverage, CB1, safety help. That's fewer resources for Kelce. That's more room underneath for Pacheco to punish teams. That's chaos. Strategic chaos. And here's the kicker. Pickens doesn't need 12 targets to wreck you. One slant, one contested jump ball, one deep fade. Boom! 6 points. It's not about volume. It's about volatility, and that's exactly what he brings. Now, let's be honest. The current WR room... it's not exactly bulletproof. Rashee Rice is facing off-field issues that could result in suspension. No one knows if or when the league's hammer will drop. Xavier Worthy, blazing speed, but still acclimating to NFL tempo, still learning the system. That's not slander, it's reality. Hope is not a championship strategy, and right now that room is built more on hope than proven firepower. That's dangerous, especially when the AFC arms race is fully engaged. Cincinnati, Baltimore, Buffalo, even Houston is making serious moves, and don't sleep on the Jets. If Rodgers stays upright, they're in the mix too. You don't wait until week 8 to realize you're underpowered. You act now. Pickens gives you insurance. He gives you swagger. He gives you a weapon who, when it's 3rd and 9, fourth quarter, Mahomes on the run, can leap above a DB and rip victory out of the sky. And now the elephant in the room, behavioral concerns. Yes, they're real. He's had sideline outbursts, emotional lapses. But let me ask you this. Where else in the NFL can a volatile, ultra-competitive young receiver thrive more than under Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes? This is a structure built for high magnetics excellence, a culture that doesn't just tolerate big personalities, it shapes them. Mahomes sets the tone. Kels keeps the room focused and fun. Veterans like Chris Jones make sure egos don't fracture what they've built. You bring Pickens into that, and you give him something he's never had. Purpose with accountability. And here's the beautiful part. Financially, it's a win. Pickens is still on his rookie deal. You don't need to break the bank. If he blows up, extend him. If not, flip him later for value. Low risk, massive upside. You want to know what separates good GMs from great ones? Timing. Great GMs move when the market is quiet, when no one's watching. They don't wait for desperation. They create it. If Brett Veach is watching tape right now, seeing what we see, and he picks up the phone to Pittsburgh, don't be shocked if we all wake up one morning and George Pickens is rocking red and gold. Let me take it a step further. Opening night, Arrowhead, prime time. First drive of the game, Mahomes drops back, scans the field, unleashes a 45-yard laser to the sideline. Pickens skies over the defender. Toe tap, inbounds. The stadium explodes. That's not just a catch. That's a message to the entire league. We're back and we're better. The draft is right around the corner. Teams are finalizing boards, making last-minute calls. This is the window, a package deal, maybe a future third, and Pittsburgh resets. And KC loads up for another title run. So let me ask Chiefs Kingdom directly. Do you want to win now? Or are you okay with watching the window slowly close, hoping your young guys eventually figure it out? Because in this league, hope is a luxury. Execution is everything. And Pickens, he's a declaration that the Chiefs aren't just playing for 25. They're playing for legacy. I've been around this game too long to ignore signs like these. When a franchise is calculated and forward-thinking as the Chiefs even entertains a name like Pickens, the wheels are already in motion. And for those saying it'll never happen, remember what they said about Tyreek Hill. Remember what they said about Kadarius Toney. This team doesn't fear talent with baggage, they optimize it. And just like that, what looked like a quiet offseason becomes a thunderstorm. That's how dynasties endure. That's how legacies are cemented. So don't blink. Don't dismiss the smoke, because if this deal happens, the balance of power in the NFL shifts again. And you'll remember this moment as the first domino. If you made it this far, you already know the drill. Chiefs fans, sound off in the comments. Do you want Pickens and KC or not? Smash that like button if you trust this front office. Type Y if the Chiefs are still the team to beat, or L if you think the fire is fading. Hit subscribe because we're just getting started, and what's coming next, you won't want to miss.
Let me ask you something. Are you truly prepared for what's about to unfold in Kansas City? Because there's a storm brewing behind those iconic red and gold curtains, and it could either catapult this dynasty into the stratosphere or send it crashing down like a sandcastle in a hurricane. Doesn't matter who your team is, you need to hear this. No exaggeration. So stay locked in until the end. Smash that like button, drop a quick W in the chat if you still believe in the Chiefs, or an L if you think the magic's fading. And hit subscribe, because what's coming, you won't want to miss it. Now, if you've been watching football, and I mean really watching, for the past 7 years, then you already know the Kansas City Chiefs aren't just another team. They are the gold standard. They're not just dominating, they're redefining what domination looks like in the modern NFL. 3 consecutive Super Bowl appearances, 2 Lombardis in 4 years. That's not a run, that's a reign. But here's the truth about sitting on the throne. You've got a bullseye on your back. Every hungry, desperate, unproven squad in this league is climbing to knock you off. But the Chiefs, they don't wait to take punches. They throw the first one. And now we're hearing whispers, not rumors, whispers. The kind of insider talk that doesn't surface unless decision makers are leaning forward in their chairs, asking, what if? And this what if has a name. George Pickens. Yep, you heard that right. Let's be clear. On the field, Pickens is a nightmare for defenses. A walking highlight reel. 6'3", wingspan like a condor, bursts off the line, violent at the catch point, the skill set, undeniable. The upside, right there, begging to be tapped. But here's the caveat. Inconsistency, sideline blowups, locker room tension. In Pittsburgh, a franchise built on quiet professionalism and tradition. That noise sticks out. But in Kansas City, that's a different universe. Andy Reid and his staff don't run from volatility. They sculpt it. They took raw, wild energy and turned it into greatness with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. These weren't polished choir boys when they arrived. They were shaped, refined, and forged into pillars of a dynasty. Now, apply that same blueprint to Pickens. Tell me you're not intrigued. Look, the Chiefs' receiver room has potential, but also questions. Rashee Rice is ascending, but still raw. Xavier Worthy is explosive but unproven, and let's not overlook the off-field complications that could derail momentum if mishandled. Combine that with a front office that knows the formula. has tasted greatness and understands that Patrick Mahomes won't be 28 forever. Windows close, legends age, and when you're this close to immortality, you don't play it safe. You swing for the fences. That's why Anthony Palacios's idea isn't just speculation, it's a spark. Pickens fits the mold, not just as another name on the depth chart, but as a game changer, as a message to the league. We're not here to make the playoffs, we're here to own them. Now, yeah, critics will ask, why take the risk? Why invite the chaos? And the answer is simple. You don't build legacies by playing scared. Did the 49ers play it safe trading for McCaffrey? Did the Rams play it safe mortgaging their future for Stafford? No, they went all in and the banners prove it. And let me remind you, this Chiefs core is still lethal. Mahomes is that dude. Kelsey might not be in his prime, but he's more cunning, more surgical, and still a matchup nightmare. Noah Gray's emerging. Pacheco runs like he's mad at the turf. The O-line, solid. Now add Pickens to that mix. You're creating a defensive coordinator's worst nightmare. Double Kels, Pickens feasts. Bracket Pickens, Kels destroys the seams. There's no clean answer. Sure, Pickens might not be WR1 in KC, but ask Sammy Watkins if he regrets his role in a Super Bowl run. Ask Juju Smith-Schuster if a ring was worth the stats. When Mahomes is throwing you the rock, it's not about numbers, it's about legacy. And yeah, it's late in the offseason. The draft is around the corner. But when have the Chiefs ever done things the conventional way? 3 Super Bowl trips in 4 years? This, if any team is bold enough to shake up the league in April or May, it's Kansas City. If they pull the trigger, we're not talking about hoping for another Super Bowl. We're expecting it. We're talking about the Chiefs becoming the undisputed frontrunners again before a single snap is played. So ask yourself, Chiefs Kingdom, do you want safe or do you want greatness? Because chances like this, they don't come twice.